everybody, Retro Mystery here, coming at you with a quick video from, I guess, where I do my best work, my car. Recording from my car because my wife is home from work and the accessibility to room to record, it's not really there when she's not working. So here I am in the car, kind of starting to sweat a little bit because it's a little warm here, at least in a locked up car, and giving you my opinion on something I've seen on YouTube. Across YouTube, on different channels that I follow, there have been a few videos commenting on, is retro game collecting getting too expensive? And to be honest, yes and no. I mean, obviously, yes. The prices are increasing exponentially on games and retro games in particular, but that's kind of to be expected. When you have a for-profit type business like game collecting has become, prices are going to go up. Why? Because that's the point. You have to look at it like this. A game is an investment for a collector for profit. So they want to buy a game at 20 bucks and watch it go up to 40. So that's kind of the way the market works. So yes, it's getting more expensive. But I mean, and if you're a for-profit collector, then you really can't complain because that's what you want. These for-profit collectors who complain about the prices of games and all that, you've created this market. So the right to bitch and complain is kind of not in your venue. You really can't. You wanted this. You wouldn't have bought a game at $10 if you didn't expect it to go up to $30. So stop complaining about it. Oh, well, I can't make some more profit. Well, you weren't worried about the people who had to pay this price and how it was going to affect their bottom line when you were raising your prices. So you no longer have the right to complain when your prices just make that supply go up. Okay, so let's just start there. And again, I don't hold anything against you. That is the way the business world works. That you buy low, sell high. I get it. I don't have to pay it. So again, I'm not complaining about the prices going up. But when you are that type of person, you're that type of business, you really can't complain. You're creating the market. You're the reason for it. And again, I'm going to say, and now on the flip side of that, when I say no, that is because if you're not a for-profit collector, and yes, you're going to have not a lot of access to some of the high-end games, but let's be honest. How many people who aren't collecting a whole set? And there are people out there who are, and Lord love you. I love to watch your collection videos. I love to see you pull, your pickup videos, and I love to see that content. Okay, so I'm not knocking the content. I'm not knocking you. But with collecting comes higher prices. Baseball cards, if you're trying to collect certain baseball cards or football cards or Pokemon cards, as you get to the more rare ones, those prices go up. So, video games kind of fall in that same market. But for the average collector, the people who are buying it, you can buy a game 15, 20 bucks. You can buy a game 20, 30 bucks. And people are like, well, 30 bucks for a game is crazy. To a point, I agree. But here's the thought process for you. How much do you spend when you go out for dinner? Let's just say you and your significant other go out for dinner at Texas Roadhouse. How much do you pay for that dinner? 50 bucks? With tip, maybe 60? Maybe a little more? So now you just paid 60 bucks for that steak dinner, okay? You're going to enjoy it that night, and it's delicious. It's the best steak dinner you've ever ate. It's fantastic. It's great. But now tomorrow, what do you have? Maybe you have leftovers, but that's it. I mean, you paid $60 for an hour's worth of eating enjoyment, an hour's worth of that kind of enjoyment. Now with a video game, you buy a $20 video game. You buy a $60 video game. Okay? Now you've got hours of enjoyment. You can go back and enjoy that days later, weeks later. You can't enjoy that steak dinner a week later. Not without having an ER visit. You can enjoy that game weeks later. You can enjoy that game a year later. And if by chance you need to come up with some quick cash, you got bills to pay. We all do. I've had to do it. You can resell that game. And in some cases for a profit. So now, where that steak dinner that cost you 60 bucks, you paid 60 bucks, you enjoyed it, you moved on. That game that you paid 60 bucks for is enjoyment for hours, maybe even a month, a year later. And it is a source of income because, as you said, the prices of games are going up. So now maybe that game's worth 80 instead of 60, and you can sell it and pay a bill that you didn't need to pay. You can't sell your used steak dinner. Okay, so you kind of got to look at the whole thing and take everything into account. Yes, the prices of games are getting expensive, but equate the hours of enjoyment or the time of enjoyment to that cost. The resellability or the investability. I don't like selling my games. I like to collect. I'd love to get a big collection together at some point. Right now my finances don't allow for me to be buying a lot of games, but hopefully that changes. But stop looking at it as a money spent when you don't have a problem spending $60 on a steak dinner, or a bottle of soda is $3. Now, if you buy a soda every day to work, you work 5 days a week, that's $15. That's $15 you could spend on a game. Now, I'm not telling you how to spend your money. Spend your money any way you want. You earn it, you work for it. If you're willing to spend $60 on a steak dinner, what is the hold up with $60 on a game? I mean, it's up to you. I mean, spend your money how you want. But take all of that into account, and I think you'll see that gaming as a whole isn't getting more expensive, per se. It is if you want to get those high-end games. That's crazy. But you can still get games for under $20. You can get a lot of games for under $20, okay? Prime example, Super Mario Brothers. The original Super Mario Brothers that originally came packed into with the NES is worth about $16 on price charting. Now you realize that's that one soda 5 days a week? It's just how you want to spend your money. But like I said, I can see both sides of the argument. I can. But I do get annoyed when I hear people who are resellers complaining about the cost of games. You're reselling it. You're creating the market. You're raising the prices. So you're to blame for your own demise. So let's stop doing that. But for all you other gamers out there, buy your games that you want to buy. There's other ways to play your games. I'm not condoning any illegal activity, but there's other ways to play the game as well. Maybe instead of spending, $60 on that dinner, you go buy an Evercart, and there you go. Me personally, I like owning the physical game itself, so I don't really like to do that, but it is an option on the table. But you know what? I'm going to close it up here. I think I've babbled on enough. I hope you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, that's fine too. I would love some constructive discussions down in the comments. I would appreciate that. I think they're fun. And as always, click that subscribe button to help me grow this channel. Sitting at 89 subscribers right now, so I'm extremely happy with that. My goal for the end of 2025 is 500. So we've got a ways to go, but every day is a new day, and we're going to make it there. Thanks to you guys, okay? So I appreciate you greatly. And always remember, gaming has no age limit.